online, there's been several people that have said there's no money in the bond for academics. And we're not paying more for teachers in this bond, and so they want to vote no because it doesn't have anything for academics or teachers. What do you say to that?
First and foremost, any school improvement bond does not allow you to spend one penny on salaries or on people, not one penny.
So it's a different type of expenditure.
Yeah, without a doubt. Certainly, our staffing, and we get a general fund, certainly, per pupil allocation that allows us to pay for the people, certainly, and so many of the things, to keep the lights on and the heat on, and to run a school district. And so 85% of our general fund is spent on people, is spent on teachers. And I take great pride that we've been able to pay for pay our teachers well, or really the best in the county relative to those around us. With an entry-level teacher with a bachelor's degree making $45,000 out of college, and certainly our scale escalates,
which isn't bad out of college,
through 12 years, and with a master's degree, advanced degrees, and a master's plus 30, certainly they would tap out at about 90,000 plus. And so that allows us to recruit and retain the best of the best. So we're very proud to have certified staff, 231 staff members, certified staff members doing incredible things for kids.
Right.
And
when you have good teachers, it brings in more people. I mean, when you have good teachers, I want to send my kid to a school that has good teachers. And we do in Flushing.
We do, and we want to keep them. And certainly we want this to be a destination district for families. We want it to be a destination district for staff.
Right.
And that allows us to make sure we're on top of things academically. We take great pride. Certainly, we have early release days. We have professional, comprehensive.
We have a lot of those.
Professional development, right? But ongoing professional development for our staff in regards to meeting the needs of kids, not only academically, in which we strive to be in the top 25% in the county, in every subject area, every grade level, certainly based on a myriad of assessments. What gets published is basically a one-day test.
Right.
And we do respond and react, and we look at that data, but we also look at the 1,000 other data points on how our kids are doing. So we pride ourselves on being strong academically, and when we're not, we have curriculum reviews, and we look at resources, and we look at possible professional development. We look at class sizes, and we look at all of those things that are impacting the classroom.
Okay.
And more, certainly we have great needs, social emotional needs,
True.
mental health needs,
True.
Learning needs. We have a higher percentage of students that have advanced, special needs. And so we want to meet their needs, whether it's through an IEP, whether, higher percentage of kids with emotional impairment or cognitive impairment or ADHD or anything that inhibits their learning, to resource our rooms. And so we've spent a great deal of resources on academic interventionists, behavior interventionists, MTSS and PBIS, processes and support programs for kids, to have them, to make sure they have the support they need. We've hired a school psychologist, we've hired additional counselors, we've hired additional social workers. It goes so much beyond the needs of kids. Goes so much beyond math, science, English, and social studies. Although that's why we.
Okay, so I know a lot of people have asked about academics. Before we do all these upgrades with the buildings and the sports programs and things, how have our academics actually grown? What kind of programs have we done in the last couple of years or implemented to make our academics better?
I think in Flushing, we continue to take great pride in being strong academically, being strong artistically, and being strong athletically. Basically a three-legged stool.
The pillars go together.
Absolutely. And academically, certainly we pride ourselves on hiring an incredible staff, a certified staff, paying them, incentivizing, certainly working here so that we can get the best staff in front of kids. But we also pride ourselves on growing our programs. And so a lot of our support programs have had to grow. We've had to put more resources into kids with special needs because we have a higher percentage of kids with those needs. I say often that the real world is walking through the front door every single day, and the real world's a little different than it was 10 years
Changed a
ago.
lot since COVID, let me tell you.
Without a doubt. And so some of the academic needs are great, and as well as the behavioral needs,
Sure.
as well as the social emotional needs
Sure.
that kids have had. And so we tried to resource appropriately with a greater number of academic interventionists, particularly at the lower level, but K-12, but
Okay.
particularly at the ECC and elementary, more math and reading interventionists in regards to instructional paraprofessionals.
Okay.
We have reading interventionists at every certified teachers at every elementary.
Okay.
We're hiring a math interventionist for next year to support the needs of all of our elementaries. And we'll work with staff and with our most hard to reach kids.
Okay.
We have certainly, we've long had a successful STEM program at the elementary level, and certainly we've advanced that up with opportunities, whether it's coding or robotics at the middle school and on through high school, the opportunities that present themselves. At the high school level in particular, we've grown AP programming. We have a record number of kids in Flushing taking AP
Excellent.
courses, advanced placement, where they can get college credit.
Yep.
We have a record number of kids taking dual enrollment classes. We have,
And that's where they go to college.
yep, Mott and U of M, Kettering. Some are online with other universities. We also have Flushing Raider Early College, where we have 25 to 28 kids per cohort year. In 11th, 12th, 13th grade, if you will. And so
Right.
we have kids through that program, roughly 10% of our graduating class graduating a year later with their associate's degree, 55 to 60 credits that
That's
they can
great.
take anywhere. And so we've focused on expanded opportunities. We also have roughly 120 kids at GCI learning a trade, Genesee Career Institute. Well, great partnership for us right in our backyard,
Right.
where we have 120 kids, junior and senior year, learning a trade, and will go on and do incredible things. And so we tried to meet kids' needs academically so that they see the relevance.
Yeah.
And continue to grow those types of programs. And I will say, in regards to this bond, while there are 6 different parts to this bond, one part is a large infusion of instructional technology for our classrooms, whether that's virtual reality supplements or augmentation, where kids can operate, inside a human body, if you will, through virtual reality, or whether it's Promethean boards or smart boards, any interactive technology, or perhaps something that's not even, hasn't even been invented yet.
That technology blows my mind that we can do those things
It
now.
does, but that's what engages kids, and we
absolutely.
want to be able to engage them. And certainly, again, I think I've mentioned at some other point, we get a general fund, that can take care of our absolute needs. But I would argue this bond allows us to take care of an instructional need in regards to technology in the classroom, where I think parents should demand that level of technology.
Technology
in
is
the
the
classroom
future,
in order to engage your
absolutely.
kids.
I mean, that's kind of where everything is going right now.
There's not a fund that exists that allows us to take that step. And
Right.
certainly we've tried our best to, with the dollars that were allocated, to meet kids' needs, meet them where we're at, academically, behaviorally, social emotionally,
Right.
and have supported, multitude of things, whether it's, school psychologists, more counselors, more social workers.
Yeah.
Knowing that, a kid that has a high ACEs score or has had a number of adverse childhood experiences, has seen things in their home, math is the last thing on their mind when they walk through the door. So appreciative of universal supports like free breakfast and lunch for kids, so that's not a worry.
Yes.
But we have to go so much further than that. And so we've spent a great deal of resources in meeting kids' needs so that they can focus on academics.
Excellent.